Hi, Dr. Lim here. Over the years, many people are interested to know whether Sunya is a religion or is Sunya promoting Buddhism. In today's Sunya Talk, let us discuss it. First, how do you define a religion? For me, I define some teaching as religious teaching if it contains three factors. First, there is a Father, or Supreme Being, or Lord, or God that you have to believe in. Next, there is a Supreme Abode, or Kingdom of God, or Surga, or Heaven that you shall go when you bid goodbye to this world. Last, there is a set of practice that you should perform to qualify you as the follower in that religions, like praying 5 times a day and fasting during Ramadan for Muslim, going to Mass in Sunday for Christian, and performing puja for Hindu and Buddhism. When all these three factors exist, only then a religion exists. I received a comment from a member that stating he is a Muslim and surprised to know that Buddha stated there is only one God, and Buddha is a teacher, not the God himself. Buddha did say there is a supreme consciousness that permeates time and space, omnipresent in nature, and of course there can only one supreme consciousness. If the consciousness permeates through space and time, there cannot be 2 or 3 or many consciousnesses that occupy the space and time together at the same time. Then the supreme consciousness is one but one. It's only one but one. This is the original teaching of Buddha. Now, due to misunderstanding of his teaching, many teachers said Buddha did not believe in God and Buddhist is atheist. It depends on how you view this supreme consciousness. Many religions say God created this world. Buddha said this world is the manifestation of the supreme consciousness. To me, it means the same things. But Buddha avoid giving a name to supreme consciousness. So you can call the supreme consciousness as God or Lord or Father. It is up to you. Then Buddha said you can only have one Father. Okay, but many teachers, he defined himself as teacher, not your fathers. You choose your own father. It has nothing to do with him. It is on this account that many people criticize Buddha, do not preach the belief of God, or he is atheist. But many of his disciples are firm believers in God and he never interfered with them. The fine example was a rich merchant that donated the Jitawan to him and built the first and most famous retreat for Buddha, the Jita Grove Anathapindika Park, jointly donated by Prince Jita and his rich Prime Minister, Anathapindika. Anathapindika was the leader of Zoroastrians, the fire worshipper. After following Buddha, he did ask could he continue to worship the fire god. Actually, before him, there were 3 brothers from the Kasyapa family. They were leader of Zoroastrian, asking the same question. Buddha allowed them to continue to pray to fire god, only advising them 3 types of fires you should not worship: the fire of ignorance, the fires of hate, and the fire of greed. And during the time of Buddha, many Brahmins followed him. They are God believers, and Buddha never interfered with their belief. What closely related to God is a theory of soul. Many people say Buddha stated there is no soul and Buddhists did not believe in soul. I have seen a Buddhist leader dialogue with the Hindu leaders, and the Hindu leaders maintain that the Hinduism and Buddhism are the same, but the Buddhist leader disagree and say that Hindu believe in soul, the Atma, and Buddhists did not believe in the soul of Atma. Is that so? Nowadays, even the so-called Buddhist leaders or teachers misinterpreting the teaching of Buddha. Buddhists believe in reincarnation. If there is no soul, who is reincarnating? They say Buddha is against the teaching of soul, but it's the alaya consciousness that reincarnates. contain all the source code, for your future life and determines what is your next life. And if it's not the soul, now we need to define what is soul and what is not. We know that all beings consist of mind and body. Mind is not the soul, and it perishes after death. So when a person perishes, what is left of him? Who will go to the kingdom of God? Who shall continue to reincarnate? Whatever it is, you still exist in some kind of form, which allow you to go to the kingdom of God or continue to reincarnate. Is this form your soul? Buddha said that this form is you and you are this form. You and the consciousness cannot be separated. We are manifestation of our consciousness. But some people separate, and insist that soul is a separate entity, nothing to do with your present existence. That apparently is a wrong theory. We shall discuss about this in future video. Buddha stated that we are the manifestation of the supreme consciousness. Every one of us has supreme consciousness. It cannot be wet by water or burned by fire. It cannot be destroyed. As God is also a supreme consciousness, we do have supreme consciousness, but why are we not God? The reason is very simple. Our consciousness is adulterate and attached to this world or to the manifestation of this world. If God is a whole spectrum of electromagnetic wave, we are just a small band, in the visible light region. If God is a white light, then we are like in the red spectrum. Red light is light, but it is not a white light. Supreme consciousness span over time, space, and all manifestation. We just occupy a limited time, limited space, and bound by our body and mind. A limited manifestation. The theory of supreme consciousness is complicated now, and we shall discuss it in future video. We define the practice of Sunya into 3 levels. The basic practice is to synchronize your mind and body. This is our present practice of reverse counting to achieve peace. The advanced level is to synchronize your mind body and the society or all the manifestation. This is to achieve prosperity. The supreme level is to synchronize your consciousness and the supreme consciousness. This we will only discuss when we teach Yogacara in future. One of the reasons Swenjang traveled to India is to learn this practice. Buddha avoided giving a name to the supreme consciousness at his disciples coming from all beliefs. He also advised his disciple to believe in God but not worship the name of God. You should practice the way of path detected by your Lord but not worship his name. Let us study the similar teaching from various religious schools. You shall see, God never asked you to worship his name. He asked you to follow his way, this part of his teaching. Let us refer to Bible. In this Matthew 7, article 21 to 23. 21. Not everyone who said to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Article 22. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out the demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Jesus has clearly spelled it out. Do not call my name. I do not know you. Do as what the Lord asks you to do. Perform your duty. Love your neighbor and forgive your enemy. Not just yelling the name of the God. Now we refer to Quran, chapter 2, the heifer. Article number 8. Among the people are those who say, we believe in God and in the last day, but they are not believers. Article 9. They seek to deceive God and those who believe, but they deceive none but themselves, though they are not aware. Article 10. In their heart is sickness, and God has increased their sickness. They will have a painful punishment because of their denial. Article 11. And when it is said to them, do not make trouble on earth, they say, we are only reformers. In fact, they are the troublemakers, but they are not aware. In this chapter, it is clearly spelled that do not just worship God in His name. You must follow His advice now. And many people call His name and claim Himself as a believer, but they are not. They do not follow the advice of God and try to deceive now. They are the troublemaker, but they are not aware. They think they are the believer, but they are not. When I read the second chapter of the Quran, I was deeply moved and agree that many so-called believers and doing all the violence in the name of God now are not believers. Let us look at Upanishad, the first chapter of Isa Upanishad, article number 2. If one should desire to live in this world 100 years, one should live performing karma like this did. Thus thou may live, there is no other way. By doing this karma, the fruits of thy actions will not defile thee. Article 12. They fell into blind darkness now, who worship the unmanifested, and they fall into greater darkness, who worship the manifested. This also clearly stated that you should perform your duty, and in doing your karma, not blindly worship the form of formless, name or nameless. From the Buddhist Sutra, the Diamond Sutra, chapter 5, the real form of Buddha. Subhuti, what do you think? Can you see the Tathagata by his bodily forms? No, Bhagavan. One cannot see the Tathagata by his bodily form. Why is this so? The bodily form taught by the Tathagata are actually not forms. The Buddha said to Subhuti, all things that have forms are false and deceptive. If you see all forms as non-form, then you see the Tathagata. Tathagata here means teacher, where Buddha referred to himself. In this chapter, Buddha clearly stated that now we should not worship his bodily form now. And all name and form are deceptive. You should not worship the name and form. Today, we saw millions of statues of Buddha are built all over the world now. Many people worship his statue now, which is indirect contradiction to his teaching now. They think they are the believer, but they are not. I think by now you may agree now. Why in Sunya we take away the name and form? We never introduce any father to you. No? You choose your own father as in your religion. You cannot say we do not believe in God and thus an atheist believe in God or not. It's the choice of each Sunyati. It's a basic right to believe of each Sunyati. We shall not interfere. So in this aspect, Sunya is not a religion. In the next video, we shall discuss why worship of name and form is very harmful and no different from worshipping the statues. So you shall not worship any name and any form. You can see from the extract of Bible, Quran, Upanishad and Diamond Sutra, such worship is banned from all religions. See you soon in the next video. Bye bye.